The Chaser's War on Everything is rated M for a mature audience. It contains coarse language.
Right around the nation. Welcome to the War for another week. It's a pleasure, as always, to have your company.
Yes, and big congratulations to Efficient for taking out the Melbourne Cup yesterday. A nice little earner too. If we have a look at the final dividends, Efficient paid out $22.60 for the win. Purple Moon paid out $1.80, and the interest rate rise meant we all actually lost $40.80. But fantastic race, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the sport of kings, isn't it? Unlike skateboarding, of course, which is the sport of try-hard knobs from the National Party. Here we go. This is the Deputy Prime Minister here, Mark Vaile, trying to get down with the kids. Talk about a makeover, hey?
Oh, he's cool.
He's cool, isn't he?
Remember when this used to be the headwear of choice for the National Party? Now, this is it. And I'll tell you what, it looks a treat on their members.
But Chris, look, you mentioned the interest rate rise there. It's the big story of the day, and obviously a further blow to Howard's credibility on rates. It's even forced him to rethink his whole election pitch. Have you seen his new slogan?
Yes, so going for growth in interest rates. I think I prefer that to the original slogan, going for growth, which always made the Liberal Party sound like a cancer. Have you not really helped by the way Tony Abbott dresses these days?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Tony.
Hey. To be fair, that does suit him because he is the cancer of the Liberal Party. Aren't you, Tony?
That's bullshit.
Calm down, Tony, OK? Poor old Tony, though. But it's Howard I actually feel sorry for. I mean, he was the one left to give an explanation for today's rate rise.
Oh, well, Howard's the master of explanations. I mean, in fact, he does a great comic impression of a man struggling to give an explanation.
Yeah, but that, you know, that sounds like, you know, you're struggling for an explanation.
It does, doesn't it? He's very good.
Very good. He's a good impressionist.
He is.
Did you do any other book? Did you do Frank Spencer?
Yeah, that's all he does. But it's, the other thing about Howard, of course, is he's such a babe magnet when it comes to the ladies. I mean, look, here he is in Tasmania this week. He just picks them up on the street. Look at this. What a mover.
Oh.
But hang on, there's more to choose from, John. Who are you going to take? This one? No, this one, yeah. What a sugar daddy.
It was teddy bears last week, women this week, but it's Jeanette I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for Jeanette. Everywhere she goes, she has to put up with other women throwing themselves at John.
What do you do? I'm that excited, I forgot to put undies on. I just ran straight.
Big mistake for that woman not to put her undies on. You'll never guess where they turned up.
But look, all these perks aside, I'm sure John Howard would trade all the babes of the world in if it meant not having the headache of today's rate rise, because I think this is going to hurt him.
Yeah, well, he did everything in his power to stop it happening. He even came to us for help, asking if we could barricade the house of the Reserve Bank Governor.
Len Stevens, in the name of the Liberal Party of Australia, I've got to stop you. You're under house arrest until the end of the election, all right?
OK, mate.
I just want you to independently go back into the House and independently stay there until the 25th of November. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know about that.
We're just trying to keep your involvement in this election campaign at record lows, all right?
Sorry, Mr Howard, we tried. We did try. But look, it's not only the government that has had its setbacks this week. Labor also had a shocker of its own, thanks to Peter Garrett, who deeply embarrassed his party, not with his comments, but by admitting that he was hanging out with this man at an airport. Now, that is a costly mistake.
It is big, and even worse, he then spoke to radio jock Steve Price and joked that Labor would change all its policies after the election. Now, look, I had no problem with Garrett's initial comments, but it was his press conference afterwards that appalled me.
That was an extraordinary doorstop, wasn't it? I don't know if you saw it. It's a doorstop that it's a prime candidate for our brand new segment, The Sound Bite Challenge, where we see how many times a politician can repeat the same soundbite or word in a single doorstop.
And this week's challenge for Peter Garrett, the word jocular.
On the basis of my short and jocular conversation, on the basis of a short, jocular and casual conversation, on the basis of a casual and jocular conversation, on the basis of a casual and jocular conversation, I had a brief jocular conversation, a jocular and short conversation. My short conversation with Steve Price this morning was jocular in nature. This was a short and casual conversation, jocular in manner. Well, I thought it was a casual, short, jocular conversation. I don't consider that it was anything other than a casual, short and jocular conversation.
10! Whoa! 10! It was a pretty long jocular press conference.
Good work.
To be fair to Garrett, though, it is highly probable he was just making a joke on the previous day. It's just a pity he chose to tell it to a man with absolutely no sense of humour.
Yeah, well, Steve Price, he's never understood comedy, has he? Price, he's not a gag man.
Clearly not, but since the Garrett incident, I wanted to find out just how bad he is at really recognising a joke. Hey, Steve, look, I just want to find out, I've got this ultimate joke book here, and I need you to tell me if anything's funny, because you're the greatest arbiter. So, OK, what time is it when an elephant sits on your fence? Time to get a new fence. Is that a joke? Is that a joke?
I think that might be a fact.
You think it's not a joke?
No.
OK, what about this? Is this a joke? A lot of people have been telling me this is a joke. Is this funny or is this Labor policy? I'm really confused. I need help.
You come to the wrong man.
Pricey, but look, putting the election to one side for a second, that's enough of federal politics. I want to talk local politics, because, gee, I'm pissed off with my local council at the moment, because you've seen my place.
Yeah.
I've got all this junk out on the nature strip at the moment, because I've been told I've got to wait 2 or 3 more months before there's another council clean-up.
Exactly. There's never enough council clean-ups a year, but there's not to worry, because this weekend, Chris and I here, or whatever his name is, we found a solution for getting rid of your junk. We've got to find a way to get rid of your junk without paying a cent. All you've got to do is dump it discreetly in an art gallery.
Yes, these galleries are full of weird junk already, so would anyone there really notice if you added your own junk and pretended it was art?
Do you not hear about the shipment? It's a new artist.
Leslie didn't tell me, but that's fine. It's fine. Thanks, Mark. Thank you.
Let us know if it sells.
What's this? I have no idea. Just hold it. This is what you do with rubbish.
Hey, that's art.
Unfortunately, it's not going to work out.
Really? It's very popular.
Yeah, it kind of clashes with the other things.
Oh, you
and
reckon?
well,
See, because somebody else has thrown out their fence there. I mean, I thought it was only fair to throw the mattress there.
Years working in the hardware industry has taught me a lot. It's taught me the right tools for the job. It's taught me that old-fashioned service never goes out of style. It's also taught me that when some massive hardware chain moves down the street from your little shop, you'll be out of business within 6 months and working for them like that for $15 frigging an hour. Where stealing your livelihood is just the beginning. Excuse me, sir, may I go to the bathroom, please?
Back to the federal election now. When it comes to winning people over in politics, I find nothing
quite beats a good old-fashioned bit of pork barrel.
No, yeah, and it's been out of control, this election. Massive spending promises from both parties, tax cuts galore. It's out of control.
They've got an open checkbook, these people.
It is, but I've always wondered if it actually works. I mean, how easy is it to actually buy people's votes? Do you mind if I ask who at this stage you'd be thinking you might vote for?
John Howard.
John Howard, that's fine, sir. We're actually from the Labor Party.
Yep.
And people with helmets have been telling us that they're really hurting in this economy. They've been telling us that while the economy is prosperous, they've been left behind. And we've actually got a people with helmets bonus.
All right.
We believe in people with helmets, sir.
Yeah.
And so we want to give them $100.
Okay.
Yeah. So you vote for Labor, sir?
Yeah, I would.
Fantastic. They've been telling us that people with large glasses are hurting. That even though the economy's doing well, they're getting left behind.
Large glasses?
Yes, people with large glasses. Like them. People with balloons are really struggling at the moment. Yeah, have you found that, sir? Yeah, well, that's why we're offering a balloon tax rebate. The Liberals are thinking about you, sir. It's not a bribe. No, it's not a bribe.
It's a bribe.
This is economic conservatism at its best.
Listen.
Right, explain your tank top tax rebate. What's the rebate?
Every single person who's wearing a tank top,
Like this.
like that, gets $100 up front if they decide to vote Liberal. Sorry, did I say $100? I meant $200, sir.
Yeah, lovely. Solid.
Nice doing democracy with you, sir. All right, well, look, if that's not enough, how about I introduce you to Candy here? There you go.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how you going? Good. Candy performs a variety of services, and she'd like you to vote Liberal.
Yeah, okay. No,
Yeah, do you think you could vote Liberal for Candy?
I'm not sure.
Does that change your mind, sir? Will you vote Liberal now?
Doesn't
No?
change anything.
If you want to, I can do it. Will this change your mind?
No.
If you're that way inclined.
There's something I want you to ask.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Britney Spears. Her crazed antics have kept her bathed in the tabloid spotlight for years. Yet just today, secret footage was released showing another woman whose life is peppered with eerie parallels to Britney's.
Hello, I'm Geraldine Duke.
The host of the ABC's Compass programme, Geraldine Duke.
That's Geraldine Duke.
Why have Duke's depravities been ignored for so long by the gossip press?
Who readers love pop stars, but it's only recently they've gotten into Radio National compares with Order of Australia medals.
But is the public ready to handle Duke's Britney-esque behaviour?
I first suspected something was wrong when I went home and turned on Compass, and there was Geraldine, bald as an egg.
Tonight, a special program.
Well, the reason that Jerry left Radio National is because all the money and the fame, I think, drove her bonkers. I mean, she came on Dateline to discuss the international ramifications of her quite outrageous behaviour, and she went absolutely bloody apeshit.
Indeed, Duke's infamous binges have even resulted in a popular narcotic receiving her nickname, Dugafed. And unless she cleans up her act, the ABC's Religious Affairs Department could find itself heavily censored.
Yes, it's time once again to see how little there is that's worth paying for on pay TV. Today we're focusing on cable's other specialty, paranormal TV. You know, ghosts, aliens, that sort of stuff. Like this show here, for instance, Paranormal Borderline, which covers stories that the so-called mainstream, sane media completely ignores, like this one.
And I realized it was a manhole cover that was being supported by the hugest head I had ever seen in my life. It had enormous, deep black eyes, and as soon as I was looking into its eyes, it was like I was getting information.
Actually, in fact, we have that information right here.
Yeah. Well, look. Good message. Well, you can see what I mean, though, Chaz. I mean, aliens really are everywhere these days. They're in wombs, they're in manholes, they're even in press conferences.
A jocular and short conversation.
So that's the paranormal borderline of the Labor Party right there. But paranormal experiences aren't necessarily negative. Ghosts can sometimes come in handy.
Fun part about being psychic is that my spirit guides work with me a lot, and so if I'm in a grocery store and I can't remember what I came for, there's been many times that I've had a spirit show up saying to me, oh, don't forget the vanilla, don't forget the butter.
A must for every shopper. The problem with these shows, of course, is that they offer no proof whatsoever.
No proof? Mate, you're joking. You clearly haven't watched Most Haunted. Now, on this show, it's amazing. They actually get ghost noises on tape. Check this out.
John, if you're here, knock twice if you know why we're here. Okay.
I had that.
Did you hear that? It's the sound of gullibility.
With some shows, they don't just talk to any old ghost.
No, no.
Oh, no. Dead Famous, for example, only talks to celebrity ghosts.
Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra.
Is this
Frank?
Are you all right?
That was Sammy Davis Jr.
I did sense Frank. I did sense him. He does not like this. He's like, and I think that's why Sammy came down to say, well, let me talk to them. Let me do something, because you don't want to do this.
He is good, that guy. He should have hung on. I mean, he could have channeled the whole Rat Pack.
Actually, can we just look at that possession again for a second? I don't know if this guy's been possessed by Sammy Davis Jr. or one of the Thunderbirds.
Well, look, it's such a crowded field. In such a crowded field, it really is tough to decide who the biggest charlatan on cable TV is.
No, it's not. It's this guy.
Your Ghosts, His Connection.
There it is.
Derek Acora's Ghost Towns.
Ah, yes, Derek Acora, a medium who becomes literally possessed by the crapness of cable TV. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Derek Acora Possession Hit Mix.
Edward, can you converse with us? Can you talk to us?
Yes, I can! Yes, I can! Don't feed me enough food! My father, I hate him! He's the devil! He's the devil! Hallelujah!
Why? Tell me why. You do belong. I belong here. I belong here. I belong here.
When is it? What date is this?
1612!
Isn't it eerie how Derek always gets possessed by the same god-awful actor?
Yeah, it's strange. Look, poor old Derek, he is working under very difficult conditions because the ghosts who possess Derek really hate his co-host.
Go away, slut!
Why are you here? No, I'm not. Tell me. I am not a bitch. Tell me. And I'm not scared of you. I'm not a bitch. Sit down now.
It's like a reunion between Jennifer Hawkins and Megan Gale.
But look, I gotta say, I feel sorry for Derek Acora because unlike all the other con artists that we've showed you tonight, Derek and his team are actually haunted by the most terrifying apparition ever caught on tape.
Give me the name.
Julia.
It sounds like Julian. Julian?
Yes?
Is that his name?
Yes, you deaf bastard.
Okay, so the name's Julian.
Hey, sexy.
Something blew in my face just then.
Just then?
Just then.
For you to...
And again!
Again? Okay.
Are you sure you're not doing that? Julian, if that's you doing that on my arm, just show yourself.
Okay.
What?
Excuse me, mate. I don't know what gang you belong to, but I'm one of the newts. And you know what I mean? And this is newt turf.
Don't try to be cute and don't mess with the newt, cause you'll always come up second best.
So please be astute and retreat from a newt, or I'll stick a switchblade in your chest.
We're fighting and we're dancing, ooh, newts. We're brawling and we're prancing, ooh, newts.
Your
take on a newt, you'll be bludgeoned by our ballet shoes. You won't call a root if you're one of the newts. We're the gayest of all the street crews.
Yep, so many problems, so little time, so let's dive straight into this week and fix up the embarrassing mess of media scrums. They're just a bun fight these days.
Yes, and even worse during the elections, where you've got every journo in the country trying to interview politicians, all barking their questions at the same time.
Yeah, and take it from me, it's just about impossible to get your question in over the likes of Laurie Oakes. But I think I've finally come up with a solution.
Resolved around a conciliation table. As I'm advised, conciliation is still occurring, and we would all hope that the matter can be resolved around that conciliation table.
So what about the threat to take those nurses to federal court?
Do you want to kick that over?
It's an interesting thing, isn't it? Well, I haven't seen the little robot before, so that's a new one on me.
All right. Still on the election, the next problem for Labor remains the union bosses. Now, they're the Achilles heel of the Labor campaign, and the Libs are running every scare campaign they can to make us terrified of them.
Yeah, but the question here is, are union bosses actually that scary? I mean, is anyone really spooked by them?
To find out, we went trick-or-treating on Halloween.
Trick or treat.
She was scared.
Oh, she was real
Trick
scared.
or treat. We're going to take over 70% of the Labor Party.
70%.
Take one each, because I need to save some.
Damn, this is what it's going to be like under a Labor government. There you go. Hey, bloody yeah.
You gonna give me a trick?
Tricked you into voting for Kevin Rudd. Oh, it's like the old days under Hawkey. Hey, we're back, mate. He's running away. Fuck! Oh, Broderick! It's running! Broderick! What's that? Broderick! Broderick!
Yes, we sell the finest hardware equipment in the world, but what matters more is that every customer gets the attention and respect. Do you mind? I'm trying to make a commercial. What? Why don't you go ask one of the other staff?
The thing is, when customers come into the store...
As I was saying,
God,
it matters
is there anyone
most
here
that
not
the
doing a
customer
bloody
gets the
ad?
attention and respect that they deserve every single time.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Where our staff are too busy making commercials to attend to your needs.
I had to babysit my little niece on the weekend. She's only 3 years old, and I took along one of those Where's Wally books to try and entertain her.
Where's
She
Wally?
was absolutely hopeless at it. Couldn't find Wally anywhere.
Really, couldn't she?
So then I thought I'd see how she went with this new, easier version, Where's a Beast Wally? And it's great. You still have to look pretty hard to find him, but he's definitely there if you do search hard enough.
Is he really? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's there somewhere. I mean, it's fine. The thing is, I can never find bloody Wally, but I mean, you know, there are lost and found counters everywhere. It's time Wally got a bit more proactive when it comes to getting himself found.
Oh, g'day. My name's Wally. Just wondered if anybody's looking for Wally, can they come to the customer inquiries?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No worries.
Cool.
So, you look for Wally?
Yeah, thanks.
Attention, please, customers. If there's a customer in the store looking for Wally, we make arrangements service.
I'm glad that's sorted out. But just on a completely separate issue now, like you, Andrew, I love my music.
Oh, yes.
You know, I love listening to music each morning on my way to work, but it is very hard because I don't have an iPod.
Oh, don't you? Well, that would make it. I mean, what do you have? A Walkman or a transistor or something?
Nothing.
An
I've
old
got
gramophone or something?
Nothing at all. It's a nightmare. It makes it incredibly difficult to listen to my favourite songs and podcasts on the train.
So what do you do?
Well, in the absence of an iPod, I just have to get all my favourite artists to come to me and play in person. I get a real-life shuffle happening every morning.
It's not my fault, it can't be my fault. You speak to me the way you do. And of course you don't, of course you don't. You said life is pitching without me.
Just gonna fast forward a bit. Actually, just pause. Sorry, just pause. Sorry, I'm just getting a call. Hello? Yeah. No, I'll be there in 5. Yep, okay. That's fine.
Thanks. Maybe something a bit harder, maybe a male vocal. Tim Rogers.
Regretting each word that trips from the gills. After the daughter settle down. Goodbye, my boys. It's
Sorry, Tim.
time to
Prefer your rock, sir. Thanks, same time tomorrow. Waves. Sorry, thanks. Podcast. Late Night Live.
Philip Adams, ABC Radio National. Tonight on the programme, Christopher Hitchens joins me from Washington. Will Hitch finally ditch the Bush administration? Have the neocons gone too far in their plans to bomb the hell out of the Iranians?
Sorry, no. I think music was the better option.
Okay.
Thanks, Phil. Music. What do we got?
It's the Billa song.
No. Fuck off. Sorry, I hit the wrong one.
As if I'd have you on my iPod, Hanson.
No respect for my music. Like half the bloody lyrics and you don't listen to it.
That's awful. The lyrics are hate.
And that just about wraps it up for another week. Remember, you can download tonight's episode by going to abc.net.au/chaser.
And as always, I'd like to leave you with a funny quip, but unfortunately our writers have gone on strike.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Stay right there. The laughter continues in just a moment as the peaceful world of the library is turned upside down in our new comedy, The Librarians, next on ABC.